So hi, I'm Peter Troxler. I'm a Fab Lab researcher and an activist. I've been involved in Fab Labs for the last 7 years-ish. I'm interested in all things open source as well. You know, this infrastructure of makerspaces and Fab Labs, what does that development mean for cities, for urban development, and particularly for the kind of commercial parties in urban development? So not so much the governments and city planners, but like the owners of buildings and you know, these kind of business complexes. Because I've noticed that there are quite a few people suddenly getting interested in, hey, I've got this incubator, this accelerator, wouldn't it make sense to have something like a maker space there? So that's really an open question and a difficult one to crack, because I believe that cultures are quite different, and all parties, maker spaces, the corporates and government have to move in a certain direction to really make that happen. I think the most interesting ideas there are really looking into how can we combine this kind of making and tech development with social enterprise. So take it away from this purely tech corner where it actually sits and where a lot of development sits, and you know, make it socially relevant, and also try to you know, integrate it with some bigger social visions. I believe that the IP protection system that we operate currently is badly broken, but we don't really know a way out. Well, yeah, you know, the patent system was designed to help inventors, and we just had the colleague from the, you know, from the phone saying, well, actually the patent system stopped us innovating. So that's an issue. You know, how corporates deal with patents, patent acquisition and patent litigation is an issue. How patents are written is an issue. You know, initially the idea was a patent discloses your invention. Okay, that's still the idea, but when you write a patent, you write it in a way that you disclose as little as possible, but trying to cover as much as possible with the patent, which is, you know, completely the contrary what the design was initially. And, you know, I mean, even policymakers are aware of this, but the big question is how to fix it. And then still, it doesn't account for ideas of open source and you know, sharing source codes, sharing inventions, and actually building a business on shared knowledge. And that's the big challenge for the coming years, I believe. What I came to realize when studying how people document and what they document and why they document and what they don't document is that not everything you do is actually explicit in a way that you can write it up. And I think that's one of the big issues, particularly when sharing knowledge about hardware and building hardware, particularly when you come from a more maker artisan way of doing things, where there is a lot of experience actually how you do it, and it's really hard to sort of write down that experience. So there's a limit to tools, and particularly to documentation in that. I think one strength that we should build on, particularly in Europe, is that Europe is multi-centric. You don't have like one Bay Area for the whole of Europe, but you got like a lot of hotspots. So, you know, we're here at ThingsCon, and next week is Berlin Web Week with all sorts of things going on. At the same time, there is WeShare happening in Paris, really coinciding with a lot of stuff that's going on here. You could say, oh, it's a shame, couldn't they coordinate better? But no, maybe it's good that, you know, there are these centers of gravity all across Europe. So the question really would be, how could we interlink this stuff that's going on across Europe? I think we should rethink that and say, hey, it could be that there is Rome and Paris and Berlin and London, and they're sort of interconnected. And that's really the strength we've got in Europe, because it's all, you know, within a couple of hours distance. It's so easy to reach and so easy to interconnect. And it's so much more 21st century to have these multi-centric networks.